Hello friends, Mars transits on 27th October to the 3rd house of Virgo ascendant. So it will be there up to 7th December. So I'm going to explain here the impact of Mars from 7th October to from 27th October to 7th December 7th December for the Virgo ascendants. When the Mars arrives the 3rd house, the Mercury was already there because it arrived there 24th October. So it will be there up to 23rd November, around a month's time. So Mars and Mercury is in a conjunction in the 3rd house. Also the Mars is the lord of the 3rd house because the Scorpio sign is associated with 3rd house. The lord of the Scorpio sign is Mars, so Mars is the lord of the 3rd house. 3rd house and also the 8th house. The lord of the 8th house also the Mars. Mars is good to be there in the 3rd house as the lord of the 3rd house. So because 3rd house resembles your courage, dedication, activeness, your active approach towards your goals, and also the proper functioning of your internal body organs. As so, for all of those things mentioned, the Mars exerts positive influences for those. But the 3rd house also resembles your siblings. Normally, Mars in the 3rd house exerts negative influence for the siblings, but as the lord of the 3rd house, Mars will not exert that much negative influence on them. On the other hand, Mercury also there. Mercury is the lord of the Virgo ascendants, means the lord of the Virgo sign. So, it's the lord of the ascendant. That means lord of the lagna. So, the Mercury in the 3rd house is auspicious. That means Mercury exerts positive influences for the Virgo ascendants in many aspects. One thing is that for the siblings, it exerts positive influences. Also, Mercury makes you travel more, and it makes those travels useful. Mercury also owns 10th house. That means the lord of the 10th house also Mercury. So, as the Mercury in the 3rd house, it's beneficial for the 10th house also. 10th house resembles your profession, so that is good for your profession. In fact, I told you that Mars also leads to accelerate your works, accelerate your activeness, so that will lead to the proper execution of works, proper execution of your duties, means beneficial for the profession. But there is one negative thing. Mars owns the 8th house also, because Mars controls the 8th house. That is, Mars is the lord of the 8th house. 8th house is the worst house of any birth chart, because that resembles setbacks in life, destruction, then losses, and sorrow, threats to the life, death, and the lifespan. Many of those things which I mentioned there are negative things. So, 8th house is the main place which displays most of the negative things. So, that is why it is considered as the worst place in any birth chart. When the Mars travels to many of those houses, it exerts malefic influences for those matters resembled by those houses. But luckily this time Mars is in 3rd house. 3rd house means the 3rd house also owns by Mars. Mars is the lord of the 3rd house. So as the lord of the 3rd house, Mars it doesn't act as the lord of the 8th house, which exerts highly malefic influences, because it is the lord of the third house. Here it acts as the lord of the third house, and it brings some kind of less negative and more positive influences more on your activeness, courage, dedication, and like that, and also less negative influences for the siblings. Up to 16th November, the sun is in debilitated state in your second house, which resembles your wealth and savings and your family life and married life after your marriage, and even your speech. All of those things resembled by your second house, and uh, it's not nice, or it will bring negative influences for those, as the sun is in debilitated state up to 16th November in your second house. But luckily, the Venus arrives there on 2nd November, so, and becomes powerful there, because the second house is owned by Venus. Venus is the lord of the second house, because second house is associated with Libra sign. Venus is the lord of the Libra sign, so Venus becomes the lord of second house. So it is good for those matters which I mentioned uh, as the matters represented by second house. That means the wealth and savings, and also married life, and also for the speech. It's lucky to have Venus there from 2nd November up to 26th November. But up to 16th November, Sun is also there and making some disturbances to that. But luckily, Venus is powerful there, so it can diminish the negative influences of debilitated Sun, and also at the meantime it exerts positive influences for those matters represented by second house. From 16th November onwards up to 26th November, Venus will be there alone and more powerful, and so it will solely exert its positive influences on those matters during that time. Meantime, from 18th October to 5th December, Jupiter is in exalted state in your 11th house. Your 11th house resembles your income and your social affairs. So, Jupiter in 11th house means growth to income, new ways of income, and consistency of income, like that. So also you will come to know high people in the society, and you will get benefited from them, get assistance or help from them, and also you will grow. I mean, you will have more friends. I mean, useful friends, likewise, and you will be admired from the society for your works. So exalted Jupiter there will bring you many benefits, like that. And also the Saturn is in your 7th house these days, so disturbing your marriage if you are not married and expecting to be married. So Saturn disturbs that for your marriage, and also even if you are married, also for your married life and spouse, Saturn exerting negative influences. But luckily these days, Jupiter is in exalted state in your 11th house, and Jupiter is the lord of the 7th house and also in the marriage triangle. So it aspects the Saturn in the 7th house and exerting highly positive influence to the 7th house. On the other hand, Mercury in the 3rd house also exerting positive influences on the 7th house. Mars in the 3rd house doesn't exert positive influences on 7th house, but exalted Jupiter and Mercury influences are highly beneficial for those people who are expecting to be married. And even though for those people who are married and they have spouse, the exalted Jupiter exerts highly positive influences on 7th house, that is beneficial. And Jupiter will be retrograded on 11th November and up to 11th March 2026. that means from 11th November 2025 to 11th March 2026, that will reduce or delayed some of the positive influences of exalted Jupiter. But don't worry, still Jupiter will be able to exert most of its positive influences. So this is a common reading for the Virgo ascendants with regard to the Mars transit. But for a more accurate and personalized astrology reading, you have to consult an astrologer, because for more accurate and personalized reading, you have to get the astrology reading based on your birth chart. Your birth chart resembles the exact positioning of planets at the time of your birth. It's like a screenshot of the planet which you placed at that time in the sky. So the birth chart shows your possible destiny. It's not a fixed thing. That means you can change your destiny in your favor. So astrology guides you by forecasting the future events to be happened, whether they are negative or positive. And when you come to know those things early, you can plan early, and you can prepare early and execute your plans to eradicate or diminish the negative influences to come ahead in future, and also to get the maximum use of the positive influences to come ahead for your life. So use the guidances of the astrology to show you the pathway to your success.